Thank you, Mercy, for your incredible moderation and really an inspiring panel. Today has been an opportunity for all of us to learn, to listen, to jointly reflect, and to share and identify ways to collaborate for a fairer and a more equitable world where all are able to realize their human rights. Our aim and effort with each of these Lives in the Balance summits we've held to date have been to listen to what others in the community have to say so that our collective response is targeted and fit for purpose, especially in crisis situations where stakes are so high and room for error is low. But this isn't an effort that each of us also need to make in our daily professional lives. We cannot bring about meaningful and sustainable change if we continue to only talk about the need for community-led, locally driven, people-centered care and a bottom-up approach. We need to move beyond lip service and do a better job of understanding what embodying these approaches actually entails. This starts by humbly listening and being open to learning from the women, children, and adolescents that we hope to reach with our work, and from the local organizations and frontline health workers that know their communities inside out. Helga, what do you think?
Thank you. Absolutely, Lisa. Recent evidence has highlighted the essential role of community engagement, awareness, trust, and support in delivering secure and safe care to vulnerable women, children, and adolescents, especially in humanitarian and fragile settings. But it doesn't only stop at listening and learning from the community we are striving to serve. If we want impact at scale and respond to the needs and requests, we also need to be able to build more meaningful partnerships within and across communities. These meaningful partnerships need to be across sectors, across different constituencies, and partners to unleash our collective potential. This is a journey that can only be made together, as well as what we've heard today in the previous panel from multiple stakeholders from our commitment countries. The progress made till date has only been possible because our partners are committed to working together, especially in the hardest of circumstances. But this is a drop in the ocean that we have not yet fully unleashed its potential. In order for us to build forward better and fairer and achieve the SDGs and make universal health a reality for all, we need collective action across all levels and across all sectors.
Yes, Helga. The question we need to ask ourselves is, if not now, when? If not us collectively, who? More than 2 billion people, including half the world's poorest women, children, and adolescents, live in humanitarian and fragile settings where progress on the SDGs and UHC was lagging behind even before the COVID-19 pandemic. Evidence has shown that many life-saving services, including the majority of reproductive, newborn, and adolescent health services, are not being delivered in crisis settings, and interventions to address stillbirths are absent. The intergenerational effects of war and other crises, such as low birth weight, developmental delays, chronic illness, mental health problems, and intergenerational violence, will only continue to grow if we continue with business as usual. This isn't only about responding to new crises the world is experiencing or observing. This is about making sure that we as a community don't lose sight of what needs to be done to also reach the most vulnerable, the underserved women, children, and adolescents, including in the remotest and hardest of areas, no matter what ethnicity, race, or religion they belong to, or what their legal status is, from Ethiopia to Afghanistan, from Colombia to Myanmar, from Palestine to Ukraine. At Core Group, we're committed to working with communities, to learn from them, to listen to them, and foster collaboration and action for improved health and well-being. And thank you, PMNCH, for bringing us together.
Thank you for that, Elisa. A quick thought about Ukraine and how our hearts and efforts go out to them. But it is at the same time critical that financing that does not happen at the expense of ODA to the poorest in Africa and other regions. So this is something that we need to really call out very loud. And it did, indeed, it all starts, with us and our partnerships in coming together. So PMNCH starts already with its 1,250 organizations to take a responsibility to galvanize evidence-based multi-sectoral action and drive the political will that is needed to ensure the rights to health of all women, children, and adolescents everywhere, so that we are able to deliver on our commitments and promises. We're not starting from scratch, as the expert interviews Mercy did in the lead up to this summit and discussions today have demonstrated. Evidence is emerging to inform the way forward. Now, we just need to move away from rhetoric messages to impactful and collective actions based on evidence-grounded approaches and solutions. From our end, PMNCH will continue to create opportunities for our community to come together to share their experiences, knowledge, and learnings. But in the meantime, I encourage you all to get in touch with us at PMNCH and use PMNCH's platform to build meaningful partnerships to forge a more effective road to delivering on universal health and the SDGs for every single woman, child, and adolescents. So lastly, a huge thank you to you, Lisa, and as well as to Mercy for all her coordination. Thanks from all of us. Thank you.